स्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Chapter 2 of the Bhagavad Gita, Sankhya Yoga is the title. There are 4 major topics. The first topic is Arjuna's Sharanagati. Arjuna surrenders and becomes a Shishya. Then we saw Bhagavan unfolding the Jnana Upadesha, Sankhya, from 11th verse onwards. And then the practical teachings of an intelligent life, otherwise known as Karma Yoga or Buddhi Yoga, right? And then finally, we have the topic of the current topic, which is the Sthita Prajnasya Prakarana, the nature of the wise person. So we saw already in great detail how Krishna is unfolding that one has a right to action, proper effort, yeah. But the results and the outcome is not in one's hand because of various hidden variables. Yeah? So what can we do? We can definitely and have to perform the action as an offering unto Ishvara, Ishvararpanam, and then receiving the results from the altar of Ishvara as prasadam. And this leads to what is called Chitta Shuddhi, which paves the way for receiving the vision of the Gita. Tattvamasi Mahavakyam. So now with this, at this point, the whole Gita teaching is over. Essence of the Gita is over. Now there is a pause and Arjuna raises the first question. What is his first question? He says, "O Keshava, you are praising the person of steady wisdom. Sthita prajnaha, sthita dhihi." Yeah. But what are the characteristics of such a person? How can we recognize them? How do they sit and walk about and speak? Yeah. How is their vyavahara in the world? I would like to know. So then we entered the last section of chapter 2, that is called the Sthita Prajna Prakarana. And Krishna answers from the verse 55 onwards. And so about describing the wise person. How the wise person, his wisdom has got nothing to do with external characteristics. What is the length of the beard and whether the person has a jata, or minimally clad, or are the jnanis only found in forests and caves, or they're absorbed in some kind of mystical silence, no? So generally, people may have all kinds of notions about jnanis. They don't have coffee and tea, and they prefer to be with themselves, no? But no, Krishna explains that jnanam has to only do with the inner state of detachment and inner state of maturity. And it has got nothing to do with external appearance. And so Krishna is dispelling all these myths, yeah. And then from 55th shloka onwards begins to describe the nature of a Sthita Prajnaha. We saw that Prajahati Yadakaman Sarvan Partha Mano Gatam. So a Sthita Prajnaha, Krishna says, is one whose buddhi is very clear, is awakened to the Atma Jnana. It's very clear that I am the spiritual being, Atma, going through human experiences. And such a jnani is Atmani eva Atmana Tushtaha. Is happy by himself, within himself. So what makes a Sthita Prajna happy? The answer is proper desire management. If you see, the whole Bhagavad Gita is about mind management, desire management, mastery over raga dveshas. You take a baby. The baby looks so happy. It has no desires. Not only is the baby happy, but it makes everybody happy. Then who else is happy? The one who is asleep. The one who is in deep sleep. Also, in Sushupti Avastha, no desires. Yeah, this clearly shows that happiness must be my nature. Yeah. So, the Siddha Prajnaha, for him, the whole world is not a Dandakaranyam. No, Dandakaranyam is a dense forest. And sometimes life is compared to a dense forest where wild animals are waiting to attack. No, on the contrary, the Siddha Prajna finds the whole world as a delightful garden, Nandavanam. So, does not expect or demand anything from anyone. And there is no cause or reason to be happy. For this Siddha Prajna. And so, how has he achieved the state? Prajahati yada kaman sarvan partha manogatam. Will the Siddha Prajna not have any desires in the mind? No. Wherever there is a mind, there will be desires and thoughts, right? Now, there are various kinds of thoughts. Natural desires, what are they? A desire to drink something, if you're thirsty, desire to eat something, desire to meet somebody, desire to write a book, read a book, go to the temple, meet some people, harmless, sattvic desires. They're called natural desires. But if there is a cultivated desire, no, or a binding desire, I must fulfill this desire in order to be happy, those desires are just allowed to sink back in the mind. So the Siddha Prajnaha, wise person of steady wisdom, he has found the Purnatvam in himself. Yeah, that Ananda Rupa Atma Jnanam. So does not depend on anything external in order to be happy. Okay? So that was the first verse there. And he has found that secret key. And the key is, I am the problem, I am the solution. So I'm not going to depend on anyone for my happiness. Whereas the non-jnanis, what do people in generally do? The majority will try to derive happiness, chase happiness, and if there is dukkham, they will try to remove it. So then we are visiting temples and doing pariharas and even going to ashrams and going to swamis for solutions. But Atmajnani says, turn within. Yeah, you are what you are seeking. So anyway, Siddha Prajnaha has found the secret of happiness is within. Yeah? I am that Purnam Atma. So then we saw Dukkheshu Anudvignamanaha Sukheshu Vigataspruhaha, 56th shloka. That is, the situations of dukkham remains unperturbed, this jnani. And Vigataspruhaha does not have longing for pleasure, pleasurable, favorable situations. And because there are no raga dveshas. What is raga? Attachment. Dvesha is aversion. So the yogi, this Siddha Prajnaha yogi is balanced, neutral towards everything. So because there are no raga dveshas, how can there be fear? There is no anger because there will be no frustration, no disappointment. So no fear also. Yeah, because fear is happening due to a sense of loss. But this Atma Jnani will think, how can fear happen to me? I am the Nityavastu Atma. Nothing can happen to me. So that is the firm understanding. And whoever has this firm, steady understanding and clarity in the buddhi is a Siddha Prajnaha. And can be found in any ashrama. Can be a brahmachari, can be a grahastha, vanaprastha or sannyasi. So external signs are not really mandated for a person of steady wisdom. So Gita is going to talk about this psychology of mastering the mind, conquest over the raga and dveshas. Yeah, and so 57th also we saw yaha sarvatra anabhisneha. So, we all have different relationships with different people, is it not? We are very affectionate towards the family, our children, parents. Then we are perhaps a little less friendly towards neighbors, or colleagues at work. So, different degrees of friendship will be there. But a Siddha Prajnaha has samatvam, samambhavam towards everyone. Friendly towards all and unattached. And there are no demands and expectations from anyone. So later on, we're going to see one more word, suhrid. Bhagavan or this jnani is a suhrid, which means a suhrid will help even a stranger with the same amount of love that we would help somebody known to us and not expect anything in return. So tattat prapya shubham ashubham. So when shubham is manifesting, there is no raga. And when ashubham is manifesting, there is no dvesha. Because both of them are mithya. Both are agamapayinaha. Yeah, so situations come and they depart. Yeah, but I am going to remain the same towards them, not only towards events and situations, also towards the people. So you see, earlier we saw one definition of karma yoga, samatvam yoga uchyate, sameness of response as we receive the phalam prasada buddhi. But here the jnani has the sameness of vision also. So he sees the one shining Atma Tattvam in all. That is why he can declare Ahameva idam sarvam. So if I hurt anybody, it is as good as hurting me. So 2 types of samatvam. Yeah, one is while acting, receiving results, and one is the vision of oneness. That is samatvam. So na abhinandati, na dveshti. So the jnani will not, be ecstatic over a happy event, nor be depressed over a ashubham event. See, if we give a lot of importance to a favorable situation, let's say a happy event, then what will happen in our mind? Our mind will be attached only to favorable events. We'll give it importance and we may even get addicted and expect it to happen. But life is not always favorable. Then unfavorable event comes. Then the pendulum will swing in the other direction. Yeah. So this is called the yo-yo life. And the jnani has completely freed himself from this yo-yo life. So for him, the world is neither a cause for happiness nor a cause for dukkham because he has discovered the anandam in himself. Now let us go to 58th new shloka of today. This has got a very beautiful analogy of the turtle. Yada samharati chayam kurmonganiva sarvashah. Yada samharati chayam kurmonganiva sarvashah. Indriyani indriyarthebhyah tasya prajna pratisthita. Tasya prajna pratisthita. Okay. So here in the 58th shloka, what does Bhagavan say? Yada samharate cha ayam kurmaha angani iva sarvashaha. Indriyani indriyarthebhyaha tasya prajna pratisthita. So here Krishna gives the analogy of a turtle or a tortoise. No? So a turtle is so divinely blessed. It has got nature's protection. What is the defense mechanism? When there is a sign of danger, then the turtle will withdraw its head, neck, and limbs and under the hard rock-like exterior, its shell. That is the first line. Yada, just as or when, kurmaha, tortoise, Angani sarvashaha samharati. It withdraws all the limbs. So too, tada indriyani indriyarthebhyaha ayam. Who is ayam? Jnani. So ayam, this sthitaprajnaha withdraws all the sense organs, indriyani, from what? Indriyarthebhyaha, from the sense objects. Now I hope you're all clear. Indriyani are the 10 organs of knowledge and action, and indriyartha. Indriyartha means a sense objects. We know how every sense organ, has a definite domain. Yeah, they pick up Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, and Gandha. Now, the Jnani withdraws his sense organs from the sense objects at will. That is very important. Now, this does not mean literally. Yeah, if the eyes are open, they are going to pick up forms and colors. And the ears cannot be closed anyway. Ears are always open. They will pick up sounds and so on. But what it means here is that this Jnani has such a mastery within himself that he will not go with the flow. Now, what is the function of all the sense organs, Indriyani? They bring in the data, Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, right? So the sense organs are harmless data reporters. Yeah, they bring in the data and they present it to the central processing unit. CPU is the mind. Now the mind has to analyze the data, yeah, and then come up with a response. And that is where the Atma Jnani steps in and says, no response required. Yeah. So the Jnani will just remain neutral, unbiased, and very neutral, and will not go along with the sense organs. See, sometimes we do this, no? We do this withdrawal of the sense organs and the sense objects deliberately, like we did for Mahashivratri, fasting, or Maunam. So then we are cutting off our sense organs from the sense objects, right? But we do it deliberately on a certain occasion. Why do we do it? We need the discipline. We are disciplining the mind. Yeah. But a jnani effortlessly and at will can do that. He can be amidst a party, or in a restaurant or in a shopping mall, but walk out empty-handed. Does not end up buying anything, will not be tempted, and that is called withdrawal at will. So this step is called pratyahara. Pratyahara is the important fifth step of the Ashtanga Raja Yoga. Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara. Why do we do this Pratyahara? Why does the yogi do? So that one can conserve the energy. Conserve the energy and gain a one-pointed focused mind in order to dwell upon the Atma Tattva. So here the description of the Jnani has continued, whereas seekers, they deliberately have to withdraw in order to discipline the sense organs. But a Jnani does not have to deliberately do it. It is spontaneous. No? Spontaneously, effortlessly, there is mastery, and the sense organs abide without causing inner agitation. Okay? Very beautiful simile here. Yada samharati chayam kurmonganiva sarvashaha indriyani indriyarthebhyaha tasya prajna pratisthita. Next, 59th. So now we will find that Krishna is going to talk a lot about management of desires, management of ragadveshas, and management of the mind. They're all one and the same. And next shloka is also similar. Vishaya vinivartante niraharasya dehinaha. Vishaya vinivartante niraharasya dehinaha. Rasavarjam rasopyasya param drishtva nivartate. Rasavarjam rasopyasya
दृष्ट्वा निवर्तते.
Yeah. विषयाः विनिवर्तन्ते निराहारस्य देहिनः. रसवर्जं रसः अपि अस्य परं दृष्ट्वा निवर्तते. Very important shlokas these are. So here Krishna is talking about the Dehi. The Dehi, who is the Dehi? The Jiva. The one who is indwelling the Deha. The one who has a Deha. So for the Dehi, Dehinaha, who is it? Niraharaha. Niraharaha means fasting. So one who is not giving ahara. So Dehinaha Niraharasya. Now, see, ahara is commonly understood as food, bhojanam. But in the Yoga Sutras, ahara is anything that we feed the sense organs. If I listen to a musical concert, that is ahara for the ear. And fragrant smells for the nose, yeah, and soft sensations for the skin, and so on. But this Dehi, who does not give ahara to the sense organs, what will happen? Vishayaha vinivartante. Now here Vishayaha stands for sense organs. So if one does not feed the senses, if one is a niraharaha, then the sense organs will just abide where they are. That is the first line. Vishayaha vinivartante. They simply return. Return means they stay where they are, causing no agitation. Yeah, the senses return. Now, does that mean the problem is solved? We have, cut off the sense organs from the sense objects? No, rasavarjam. Rasavarjam means the rasaha still remains. No? You all know there is one practice, no, in South India maybe, that when you go to Kashi, we leave something, we renounce something. Yeah? Gaya, Kashi also, I think. Main. So we give up something, renounce something, but it should be something we like, not something we dislike. So when you declare, in Kashi or Gaya that I'm giving up brinjal or I'm giving up mangoes, it is an art of disciplining oneself, no? But what happens? Okay, we return from Kashi, then somebody is distributing Alfonso mangoes, and inside the heart there is a longing, yeah, the taste. There is an emotional value for that object. So right away we are not free from the craving. That is called rasavarjam. So we will look very sad when mangoes are distributed, but I have pledged to renounce them. Yeah, that is what is the shloka is saying, that we deliberately, do not feed the senses fine, but there is an emotional value in the heart, in the mind. Why is the emotional value there? Because we have experienced it, we have tasted. All the experiences from all the past lifetimes are recorded in the Chittam as samskaras. Yeah. So that samskara can be triggered anytime. At the next situation, then it gets triggered. And this is why a weight loss program, we are able to deny ourselves all the things. We follow the routine for 3 days, 5 days, 7 days. But then after that, the mind will just demand, I want to eat that, I want to drink this, or alcoholica you take. There are so many alcohol de-addiction programs. Yeah, even after 7 days, 14 days, after years, that alcohol habit can come back, or smoking. Why? Because rasaha is there. Rasaha means that subtle sense of taste in the mind. But then Krishna says, rasaha api asya param drishtva. Rasaha also will go away. When? Asya, for the one who gains the self-knowledge. Param drishtva. That is this Stita Prajnaha. He has gained the self-knowledge, yeah, the highest knowledge. And in the vision of that Purnatma, all the other little desires and tastes and longings we have become insignificant. They cannot threaten the person, or they cannot, agitate the person. Hmm? So, this Atmajnani or Sthitaprajnaha has found the firm, stable ground within. He's found that priceless gem or has discovered Atmajnanam. So, everything else is only secondary. So, he can never become a victim to the senses or victim to the raga dveshas. And that is how Krishna explains here that even if we are intellectually convinced, that sugar is bad for your health, alcohol, smoking, fried, but then when the chance presents itself in a party or in a celebration, we reach out for those good things, unhealthy good things, tasty things. Why? Because there is rasaha, emotional, subjective value. Although intellectual, objective value is the buddhi will say it's not good for you. But the heart is like the child. Emotional child will say, no, just one time. And then never again. So here Krishna says that, but the one who is a person of firm, steady wisdom, who's found that stability within, that maturity, he has won over that emotional value also. Not only intellectually, but emotionally. That is why there is a constant war in our mind. When I decide to get up early tomorrow, and I want to practice yoga, do 100 Surya Namaskaras, then the morning comes, we press the alarm, snooze button a few times. We are not able to get up because that emotional child has got a different plan. Intellectually, we have all laid out the routine, but the rasa is very, very important. So Krishna is talking about how to discipline the mind and the senses, and how this Atmajnani has gained that complete mastery. So he will never be, gripped by the senses. Okay. Now, does it mean that the Atmajnani will not enjoy rasagullas and gulab jamuns? No. When the situation presents itself and is offered, he's not going to deny it. No, he may accept it politely or he may refuse also. Yeah. But the Atmajnani is clearly the boss. Yeah. He will not act out of impulse. I want one, maybe another one, maybe another one. Yeah. But he's very balanced in all the responses. So the jnani is also free to enjoy ice cream and samosas and whatever. But there will be a sense of inner balance, and that's why that portioning is so important. No, so we satisfy the emotional child, but we're very careful about portions. Yeah. विषया विनिवर्तन्ते निराहारस्य देहिनः रसवर्जं रसोऽप्यस्य परं दृष्ट्वा निवर्तते. Next, number 60. यततो ह्यपि कौन्तेय पुरुषस्य विपश्चितः यततो ह्यपि कौन्तेय
पुरुषस्य विपश्चितः
इन्द्रियाणि प्रमादीनि हरन्ति प्रसभं मनः.
इन्द्रियाणि प्रमादीनि हरन्ति प्रसभं मनः.
Yeah. So here Krishna is talking about why is this mastery over the sense organs so important. Yatataha hi api he kaunteya purushasya vipaschitaha indriyani pramathini haranti prasabham manaha. Yatataha. Yatataha is the one who is putting forth so much yatnam, the striving yogi. Here we are not talking about Atmajnani, but we're talking about a mumukshu or a seeker of knowledge. Yatataha hi api, indeed, even for one who is striving, O Kaunteya, Arjuna, Purushasya vipaschitaha. Vipaschitaha means one who has viveka. Yeah? One who clearly sees, who has viveka, discriminative person. Even for such a striving person, what? there is a danger. Indriyani pramadhini haranti prasabham manaha. The sense organs can prasabham violently because they're turbulent and they can take away the mind. Yeah. So who is the real culprit? Are the sense organs to be blamed? No, they are only data reporters. Yeah. And how beautifully Ishvara has designed, the eyes to catch forms and colors, ears to hear sounds. So they are only data reporters. Yeah. But manaha eva karanam bandha mokshayoho manushyanam. But if the mind is rajasic, then the mind can pull us down. The mind being the subtle link between Atma Tattvam and the physical body. So mind is given a lot of importance, and this shloka also. So these indriyani are the sense organs. If the sense organs are not mastered and disciplined, haranti prasabham manaha. Violently, they will snatch away or take the senses for the mind for the right. Now, some of us, we will recall the chariot imagery of Katha Upanishad, which comes in the Gita also. So, Yamadharmaraja is explaining to Nachiketa the chariot imagery in the Katha Upanishad. Atmanam rathinam vidhi shariram rathamevatu buddhihi tu saratihi manaha pragraha evacha. So, if the life is a jiva yatra, is a journey, then we are all seated in a ratham. Yeah, and the ratham and the horses of pulling the chariot are the sense organs. And the reins that have tied the horses is the mind and held by Sarathi, the charioteer. Yeah, Buddhi, right? We can take a modern example also, a car or a jeep. Yeah, that is the Sthula Shariram. Then the wheels are the sense organs. The steering wheel is the mind, and the driver holding the steering wheel is the Buddhi. See what is so important, the Buddhi's role. So if the Buddhi is informed and alert and vigilant, then he's going to hold the reins tightly, yeah, and be able to control the mind and then the sense organs, the horses. Yeah? But if the horses are turbulent, in the hands of the turbulent mind, yeah, then the Buddhi becomes helpless and the chariot will not reach its destination. Yeah. So the jiva who is seated cannot reach, home or any destination properly. Yeah. So that shows that how important the mind is. And in Katha Upanishad, same Upanishad, Yama is explaining to Nachiketa that it looks as though, the creator has destroyed us, the jivas. Why has he made the sense organs so extroverted? Yeah. The eyes always, they want to look at the, device screen time is going up every day. Always browsing, reels. The eyes are, engrossed in that. Then the ears want to hear something. The tongue wants to taste all the time. But then Yama explains to Nachiketa that only the rare mumukshu, the dhira purushaha, amritatvam icchan pratyagatma pashyati avritta chakshuhu kaschid dhiraha. So it is the rare mumukshu, the yogi who strives to control and master the senses, even though they are extroverted, in order to arrive at the Atma Jnanam, Pratyagatma. So he praises the one who strives to do this, yeah, this mastery and the discipline. It is said that the sense of taste, the sense of taste is the most turbulent taste. And if one has won over it, Swami Shivananda says, half the battle is won. Very difficult to control the sense of taste, from childhood, we're used to a particular cuisine and tastes. Okay. Yatato hyapi kaunteya purushasya vipaschitaha indriyani pramadhini haranti prasabham manaha. Next, 61. तानि सर्वाणि संयम्य युक्त आसीत मत्परः तानि सर्वाणि संयम्य युक्त आसीत मत्परः वशे हि यस्येन्द्रियाणि तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता वशे हि यस्येन्द्रियाणि तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता. So what else is the Sthita Prajna who has steady wisdom? Tani sarvani sanyamya yuktaha asita matparaha vashe hi yasya indriyani tasya prajna pratishtita. Tasya prajna pratishtha is common in many shlokas. It means his wisdom is firm. He is firmly established in this steady knowledge. This is the prajna. So then Krishna says, Tani sarvani sanyamya. So may this seeker, may the seeker of Atmajnanam, what should he do? Tani sarvani. It is referring to Indriyani from the previous verse, right? So the Indriyani, the sense organs which are so turbulent and causing mental agitation, may one sanyamya, discipline them, master them. Then yuktaha, this yogi, asita matparaha, may one sit contemplating on me. Matparaha means contemplating on me. So you see, most of the time when Krishna says, dwell upon me, think about me, it is not Mr. Krishna. This avatara Krishna, Devaki Nandana. No, it is Ishvaraha. It is Atma. So we saw the value of Pratyahara earlier. Why do we have to discipline and collect, all our mind and sense organs together? Only then they will form a laser-like beam and I can sit quietly and dwell upon Atma Tattva. This is what Krishna is saying here. May this yuktaha become a matparaha. Contemplate on me. I who am param. Param is the highest, the Ishvaraha. So may this yogi and Viveki be committed to me and do dhyanam. Yeah? First, let him master the senses and then contemplate upon me. So how to contemplate upon Ishvara or Krishna Tattvam or Atma? So for that, we have to go back to the portion where Krishna unfolded the Sankhya knowledge from verse 11. That Atma is asangaha, unattached. Atma is free from sukham, dukkham, fear, anger. Atma is akarta. Atma is abhokta. Atma is anandam because Atma is purnam, limitless. So all these words, when we reflect upon them, that is called nididhyasanam. That is called being a matparaha. And that is possible only when the senses are mastered. Otherwise, the moment we sit in meditation, we will hear a sound and get up. Yeah, or the eyes will want to see something else. Now, some thought comes and disturbs the mind. But the person who has mastered the senses and who sits in contemplation on Ishvara Tattvam, tasya prajna pratishtita. His or her knowledge is firm. So Krishna is saying that, we all have raga dveshas, even jnanis. In fact, Pujya Swamiji said even Krishna has raga dvesha because he always had only peacock feather and he loved cows, he loved butter. Is that not a raga dvesha? No dvesha, ragas are there. So we all have raga dveshas, some are harmless, yeah. So when there is a raga dvesha which is demanding fulfillment or which can hurt somebody, which is against dharma, definitely we have to make it non-binding. We have to neutralize those raga dveshas. But if there are harmless desires, which cannot harm anyone, which are sattvic and leading to the larger good, no harm in fulfilling them. So this is the nature of the Atmajnani. And Krishna is saying that rasa, the rasa, we saw the meaning, the raga dvesha sitting in the mind, deep inside the mind. By constant contemplation, discipline of the senses, they will also go away. How will they go away? because that strong impression in the mind will be weakened through our sadhanas. That is the idea. So they will no longer hold the mind hostage. And then when steady knowledge is gained, like the sthita prajnaha, then one is totally free. Then there is no threat from any rasas. तानि सर्वाणि संयम्य युक्त आसीत मत्परः वशे हि यस्येन्द्रियाणि तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता. Now we come to, the two very important shlokas which are connected, 62 and 63. How, an internal rasa, a longing, a craving can land one in trouble. So we know this verse is like a flow chart. How from one stage, the next stage arrives, and finally it leads how a harmless desire or a fancy can lead to complete destruction. That is described in the next two verses. So we will chant it also together and then see the meaning. $62, no? Yeah. ध्यायतो विषयान् पुंसः सङ्गस्तेषुपजायते ध्यायतो विषयान् पुंसः सङ्गस्तेषुपजायते सङ्गात् सञ्जायते कामः कामात् क्रोधोऽभिजायते सङ्गात् सञ्जायते कामः कामात् क्रोधोऽभिजायते क्रोधात् भवति सम्मोहः सम्मोहात् स्मृतिविभ्रमः क्रोधात् भवति सम्मोहः सम्मोहात् स्मृतिविभ्रमः स्मृतिभ्रंशात् बुद्धिनाशः बुद्धिनाशात् प्रणश्यति स्मृतिभ्रंशात् बुद्धिनाशः बुद्धिनाशात् प्रणश्यति. So ध्यायतः विषयान् पुंसः सङ्गः तेषु उपजायते सङ्गात् सञ्जायते कामः कामात् क्रोधः अभिजायते क्रोधात् भवति सम्मोहः सम्मोहात् स्मृति विभ्रमः स्मृतिभ्रंशात् बुद्धिनाशः बुद्धिनाशात् प्रणश्यति. Now this shloka is often taken up in Vyakaranam classes to describe the Panchami Vibhakti. From this will happen, then this will happen, then that will happen, and finally complete loss. Yeah. Now, you see in our life also, how does our life begin? Does it not begin with desire? We were born because of the force of desire. Earlier life, desire of actions left behind karma. Then that karma phala manifested as birth. Yeah. Then as a child, we desired so many things. What did you all desire? Chocolates, then tricycle, toys, balloons, birthday cake. As a teenager, what did we desire? Cycles, mobiles, dresses, fashions, friendships, parties, gadgets. Today, there is no age limit for gadgets. Then as adults, what did we desire? Dream house, job, career, travel overseas, family, to settle down with the family, more things. Now the desires are, at every stage of life. Yeah, is it not? But this Sthita Prajnaha has discovered what? The one desire behind all the desires. And that desire is Atma Jnanam. He's discovered that all these desires make us happy and secure and peaceful for some time. And then again, a new desire comes as per the age. Then I satisfy, fulfill that. Then another desire comes. and so on. Then begins to inquire, who is this desiring person? Why do I desire? Even after 60, 70, 80 years. And so such a yogi begins to analyze the mind and discovers what is it that I want and what is it that I'm doing. So that is the nature of desire. So now Krishna is going to specially focus on how destructive a binding desire can be. Remember in the last session I talked about a desire can be harmless, non-binding, yeah, sattvic desire, or it can be binding, demanding fulfillment. Yeah. So here we're going to see in the next two shlokas how a demanding desire causes destruction. So the first shloka 62, let's review that again. ध्यायतः विषयान् पुंसः संगः तेषु उपजायते संगात् संजायते कामः कामात् क्रोधः अभिजायते. So here Krishna is explaining, let's say we were traveling, and we got hold of a travel brochure, yeah, or you're watching a movie and there are screens, offers, 50% off, buy one, get two free, yeah, big sale, discounted. So, okay, we watch that, no? Then dhyayata vishayan pumsaha. Pumsaha means the person. Vishayan are the objects. So we read somewhere in some travel magazine or in the TV, some advertisement. Oh, come to Maldives this summer, plan your vacation, or Kumbh Mela, or that gadget, or that fashion dress, yeah, or the Samsung phone, that smartwatch. So our eyes picked up something, or the ears, yeah, that is the dhyayataha stage, yeah. It's just a fancy where we appreciate it. Oh, that's indeed a pretty dress. Yeah. Oh, that would be a nice location to go in the summer. That's it. It's at very bud stage. Dhyayataha vishayan pumsaha. Then what? Sangaha teshu upajayate. But the mind that has recorded that picture reminds you again and again. Remember that dress we saw? That sari? Kanchipuram sari? Or that beautiful, pearl necklace, yeah, or that smart watch, that latest, Ford model of the car. How nice it was, no? So at this stage, Sangha, connection is established. Yeah? Connect, and then I begin to look at the price tag. Is it affordable? Yeah, I think, it'll be nice to have. Let me consult. Is it valuable? Yes, it has got utility. And I've seen the price tag. So now we have approached that Vishayan a bit closely, right? So can I make use of it? Then what? First, Dhyanam has happened. Then connection. Sangha means attachment. Already that desire has entered my mind. Sangaha teshu upajayate. Then sangat sanjayate kamaha. Now what? Desire has taken root in my mind. Yeah. Now I begin to work out the logistics. Yeah. How will I pay the EMIs and the tax and afford this? Yeah. And can I buy it? So all these logistics are worked out. Then comes a stage when there is Trishna. I need it. Yeah, I want it no matter what. This is my desire and I'm going to get it. So that is the Trishna stage. Then Kama, Krodha, Abhijayate. Now at this stage, maybe we are able to fulfill the desire to buy that piece of dress or the smartwatch or even the dream house. You paid some down payment. And then, but here these shlokas are talking about when it is unfulfilled. So when the desire is not fulfilled, what is going to happen? Krodha. Yeah. So we feel the government is demanding too much taxes from me, so I'm enraged with the government. What kind of government is this? No, I'm not able to save any money to buy the things that I want. And so under the pressure of having to fulfill the desire, which cannot be fulfilled, krodha abhijayate. there is anger in the mind. Maybe somebody obstructed that desire. Somebody else bought that, what you are looking for, or you are unable to buy it for whatever reason. Then the next shloka, 63. Krodha, let us take a look at that. So these couple of shlokas are showing us the stages. Then when Krodha, what happens? Krodha bhavati sammohaha. From Krodha, when we are gripped with anger, what happens? Delusion. Then sammohat smriti vibhramaha, loss of memory. Then smriti bhramshat buddhi nashaha, buddhi perishes and buddhi nashat pranashyati. So this is showing the stages. Yeah, when krodha happens, that's why they say when you're angry, don't say anything. You leave the place, drink water, or count up to 10. Yeah, but do not say anything because we do not know what we will say and what we will do. Some people will be kicking and biting and screaming. And so then what happens at Smriti, Sammoha, under delusion, what happens? Smriti Vibhramaha. The memory loss is there. Memory loss means all the good upbringing that we had so far, good samskaras, education from life, university, school, or our Vedic education, everything is cast aside. And this krodha just, envelops the mind and there is moha, delusion. Yeah. Then smriti bhramsha, buddhi nasha. Now, if that wisdom is not there, then buddhi is also not there. So, buddhi is totally dysfunctional. It is not available. Buddhi is clouded and buddhi nashat pranashyati. And the person himself, is destroyed in the sense that the person is so miserable, is so agitated that there is, it's very, begins to feel hopeless. Yeah. So you see, this is like a flow chart and it's called the ladder of destruction. So again, first of all, there is only a fancy. Yeah. There's only a wishful thinking. And if we can nip it in the bud by asking, do I really need that? So up to that karma, strong karma stage, we have a chance to diffuse the situation. But once it's become a strong desire in the mind, there is no hope. It will just cascade effect will be there and one thing leading to the next and the next and the next. So these two shlokas, Krishna is explaining why the mastery of the senses is so important. So what will the Sita Prajnaha do or this Viveki? When a desire comes into the mind, he will apply the Viveka. No, do I need this? I already have a watch. I don't need another watch. Why should I change the car model, once in 2 years? Yeah, and right now I have EMIs or whatever, I cannot afford it. Very clearly with Viveka and Vairagyam, one can handle the situation up to the karma level. But once there is the Trishna, there is no hope. That's why in English we have the saying, nip it in the bud stage. Yeah. So this is what the jnani does, no? And the jnani is anyway believing in minimal needs and maximum happiness. We also discover the more the possessions, clothes, everything, more maintenance, more headache to maintain them, keep it in proper condition. Yeah. So simple living, I think. Now, it's not that we have to deny ourselves some comforts and conveniences, but applying Viveka and Vairagya. So even if online browsing, if somebody is very addicted to that, the advice is you put them in the shopping cart, but don't exit, don't pay. You keep it in the shopping cart for a day or two, and after 2 days, you will not want it. After 2 days, you browse again, you say, oh, this, you cancel the whole thing. So of course, what we need, we buy. And so the test of Vairagya is, can you enter a shopping mall and come out without buying anything? So it is best to take a note with what you want to buy and only buy those things. Yeah. So all this is about the value of mastery. And in other words, this is a shamaha and damaha. Let's chant these two verses again and then move on. ध्यायतो विषयान् पुंसः सङ्गस्तेषुपजायते सङ्गात् सञ्जायते कामः कामात् क्रोधो विजायते क्रोधात् भवति सम्मोहः सम्मोहात् स्मृतिविभ्रमः स्मृतिभ्रंशात् बुद्धिनाशः बुद्धिनाशात् प्रणश्यते. Now, when the desires are fulfilled, yeah, then what is the problem? Krishna says, we are free to fulfill the desires, but what can happen? No, when the desires are fulfilled, we have acquired something. Then there is the stress to maintain it. If I have acquired wealth, I must protect the wealth and protect it from the fear of theft. And then I might want to invest it. Then I might be addicted, and then more desires come up with that. So, fulfillment or non-fulfillment, Sita Prajna is always going to be filled with discrimination. Next shloka is 64. रागद्वेषविमुक्तैस्तु विषयानिन्द्रियैश्चरन् रागद्वेषविमुक्तैस्तु विषयानिन्द्रियैश्चरन् आत्मवश्यैर्विधेयात्मा प्रसादमधिगच्छति आत्मवश्यैर्विधेयात्मा प्रसादमधिगच्छति रागद्वेषविमुक्तैः तु presents a contrast, whereas now we're talking about the contrast situation. The one who is free from ragadvesha vimuktaihi tu vishayan indriyaihi charan atmavashyaihi vidheyatma prasadam adhikachati. So, we are back to ragadvesha's attachment and aversion. You see, the word kama includes both raga dvesha. Kama means desire. Again, we differentiate it. Remember, if it is a non-binding kama, it's a privilege. Yeah, I can happily do something that benefits somebody. Yeah, as a grandparent, I might want to tell stories from the Puranas to my grandchildren or cook some special dish, these are non-binding desires, happily can be fulfilled. But the kama, which includes raga and dvesha, attachment, that is, I have to do something, and aversion, I want to get rid of something. Desire to get rid is dvesha, desire to fulfill something is raga. But both, this Sita Prajna is raga, dvesha, viyuktaha, free. So by that word, Vishayan Indriyaihi Charan. Charan means moving about. So even when the Sita Prajna is amidst temptations, amidst the sense objects, there is perfect mastery. Vishayan Indriyaihi Charan. How? Because he is called Atma Vasham. Atma Vashyaihi Vidheyatma. Is a Vidheyatma. Vidheyatma is the one who has mastered the mind and the senses. Here Atma is mind, Vidheyatma. The one who has mastered the mind, the Raga Dvesha. So the one who is free from Raga Dvesha. How did this person become free from Raga Dvesha? Karma Yoga. Very important. No? Karma Yoga is Ishwararpana Buddhi and Prasada Buddhi. If we have these two principles, then definitely Raga Dvesha can be mastered. So, such a person, a jnani, is free, is mastered, even amidst the sense objects. Yeah. Then what happens? Prasadam adhigachati. Adhigachati means he obtains prasadam. Now we know we all gladly accept prasadam at the temple. No? We receive it graciously, and we bring it to the eyes and have a lot of shraddha, reverence for it. So here, what is the prasadam that the Sita Prajna enjoys? Chitta prasadam. The tranquility in the mind, the satisfaction, the cheerfulness, the peace of mind, that is called the prasadam. Yeah, chitta prasadam. And then once the chitta prasadam is there, then the next shloka, is going to talk about sarva dukkhanam hanihi. There will be the destruction of all pain and sorrow if we have this prasada buddhi. Okay, the very important word there, prasadam, is the chitta prasadam, tranquility of the mind. रागद्वेषवियुक्तैस्तु विषयानिन्द्रियैश्चरन् आत्मवश्ये विधेयात्मा प्रसादमधिगच्छते. We'll just briefly enter the next one. Prasade sarva dukkhanam hanirasyoupajayate prasanna chetaso hyashu buddhi paryavatishtate. Prasade sarva dukkhanam hanihi asya upajayate prasanna chetasaha hi ashu buddhihi pari avatishtade. So this is showing that what will this prasada buddhi or chitta prasadam do for us? Prasade sarva dukkhanam hanihi. Hanihi means the loss. So what will we lose? Sarva dukkham. There will be cessation. Cessation of all the dukkham. Sarva dukkhanam hanihi asya upajayate. Asya means sitapragnasya. For the one who has gained the steady wisdom, there will be destruction of all the pain. What kind of pain? Not physical pain, but the emotional pain. Physical pain we know is inevitable. Prarabdha is going to unfold it. But the mental lamentation, the sorrow, that will all go away when there is chitta prasadam. And chitta prasadam will be there only when raga dveshas are diluted and mastered. And raga dveshas can only be mastered by karma yoga, Ishvara arpana buddhi and prasada buddhi. So you see how important that path is. Karma yogi, removes the 90% of the turbulence in the mind. Then what is left is only that thin veil of avaranam, and which is removed by jnana yoga. And then Guru Prapti, Guru will, unfold Tattvamasi Mahavakyam. And then with such a steady, mastered mind, one can easily remove the veil of Ajnanam and gain the total freedom. Freedom from ignorance. And that is moksha. So here, once again, 65th. Prasade sarva dukkhanam hanihi asya upajayate. And prasanna chetasaha. For this prasanna chetas means the one whose chetas is prasanna, cheerful and calm and steady. For such a steady minded person, what happens? Buddhihi pari avatishtade. The buddhi will be very steady and sthira, and it will be steady. The steady knowledge, there will be clear vision, clear vision of the truth of Jiva, Jagat and Ishvaraha, and one is at peace. Yeah. So ultimately we see that how the Bhagavad Gita is, by describing the nature of the wise person, it is showing the route to the mastery of the senses and the mind, and to become the free person in the world. Yeah. Sthira Buddhi, and to show that how we want to be the boss, we want to be the master in any situation and not be enslaved. No, in another place, Krishna also says, why should we be a beggar? A beggar is one who keeps saying, give me this, give me that, asking all the time. Rather, in the wake of that fullness of Atmajnanam, one is able to give and give to, to the whole world. Such is the nature of a Sthita Prajnaha, who is so complete and so full that he is always at the giving end. Giving end because his mind is prasannaha. We'll stop here. ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः